Hello and welcome to a new video. The content creator Jurdis made a new video asking what's the point of TBC Anniversary and what's next. Since I'm self a bit torn apart if I want to play TBC or not, I want to look with you into this video and tell you my thoughts about it. So let's dive into this.
So as Classic Anniversary wraps up with Naxxramas and we prepare for the TBC pre-patch, I, as well as almost everybody else playing, seem really confused on the decisions taking place for players entering the Dark Portal for the third time. So it really seems like, along with the player base, the developers don't know what the anniversary servers are supposed to be. Like, what's the main goal and purpose of these servers? Because it seems to go back and forth on their intentions. When it was announced, we were told that we were getting accelerated content pacing, which we did. Along with that, we got some pretty major changes, like instant mail between characters in the same account, dual spec, which is a big one, but arguably the biggest one that had the biggest change.
So, I mean, all of those were quality of life updates, which this old game simply need, which was good, of course, yeah, but it's not so special that a 20-year-old game is worth playing for a third time. That's what my thoughts are, at least. The reason why you can play, of course, is you enjoyed the time playing it. The retrospective aspect about it is really cool, of course, but for the third time, I don't know.
On the servers was getting the SOD ranking system for Classic, making it so essentially everybody could be High Warlord or Grand Marshal. But now, going into the Burning Crusade for the Anniversary servers, it feels like Blizzard doesn't know what they want to do. I mean, at first, we were told we were getting all post-nerf raids, which, if we're on an accelerated content pace, that makes sense. But then, they backtracked, saying, well, maybe after Tier 4, we'll still give you all the original raids in their pre-nerf states. Now,
I think it was a good decision to release the post-nerf version of it, but Blizzard listened to the community here. And I think it's not their fault that they are listening to the community, because sometimes it feels like the community doesn't know what they want themselves. 50% want this, 50% want that, and it's only the one who cries the loudest are listened to, and the other one won't get their voice heard. To be honest, I don't think this debate overall is such a big topic, but yeah. Let's see what Jurdis has to say.
I mentioned this in my Wowhead article from a few weeks back. I personally, selfishly, would love pre-nerf raids because I didn't get to do all of them, both in 06 and in 2021. However, putting my wants away, I think that it's more appropriate for the overall player base of the Anniversary servers to get.
Yep, exactly. That is the point. The player base isn't that young anymore. The player base often think they can do more than they actually can do. And because of this, I think it's a good decision to get out the nerfed versions, because otherwise they will cry again because content is too hard. To be honest, the content isn't hard in TBC compared to other versions of World of Warcraft, but we have seen in SOD with the Scarlet Enclave raid that a lot of people were not able to do that. And people from retail laughed about them. I mean, it is what it is, right? I don't judge here, it's just the facts.
Post-nerf raids. Now, ideally, maybe we could meet somewhere in the middle, but as of now, that's still up in the air for Blizzard after Tier 4. But we are still getting all the heroic dungeons in their pre-nerf states. Again, I'm a fan because that content will be challenging, especially.
This one especially is insanely hard and heroic. The mobs hit so hard here.
In quest greens and some dungeon blues, but it just feels like, what's the idea here? We're confused on what you want. What's the goal of the Anniversary TBC servers? Because right now, just in that one topic of PvE content, you're contradicting yourselves in so many ways, and it's really confusing. But there's also the topic of the pre-patch itself. Now, we won in the sense that we got a more extended pre-patch, right? It's 3 weeks and 2 days. That's awesome. I'm glad they gave us at least one more week to play in this really cool intermission phase between.
I have to say, I think this is a really, really good decision, because I haven't played Anniversary yet, and if I decide to play TBC, I get the time to level to 60, and I absolutely won't buy from the shop any boosting. So having 3 weeks is a really good thing with all the other things I have to do in real life, so I'm able to start into TBC if I decide to do it. I would love new servers. That would be the best thing in my opinion, because I hate to play on a server where the economy is so fucked like it is. But it is what it is.
Vanilla and the Burning Crusade. But it seems like Blizzard has this weird like internal argument about how much the PvP gear should cost during the pre-patch, which is, it's weird to me because it's like, just make it not expensive. It doesn't matter. This
Yeah, absolutely true. It's something which really doesn't matter because you will get new gear really, really soon when TBC is live, and it's just helping leveling, and it's just fun in between, right?
server doesn't matter. It's an arcade mode, right? Like, it's what I don't get is that this is pretty much like a seasonal server. This resembles that more of SOD than it does of a traditional progression server. If everything's going to be accelerated, just let us get this gear. Who cares if we're running around in rank 14 gear? Who cares if it's
let people have fun.
super easy during the pre-patch? Like, don't make it be like a 30+ hour grind if there's no like, I don't know, y'all understand what I'm trying to say here? There's no point in this being an extensive grind. It shouldn't matter. If you don't know what I'm talking about, when the pre-patch drops, the best way for any boosted or fresh level 60 to get gear is through all the PvP gear, because before that it required a specific rank, which took a long time to get. Even in the SOD version that we got in Classic Anniversary, it still was a very tedious and extensive grind. Now you don't.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. Also, back in the day when TBC released for the first time, they also did this. They made the PvP gear more accessible, and I think they also reduced the cost back in the time. I mean, not like today, of course, but it was a really good experience for people to get those gear if they weren't able to get it before. It was just fun. The power level rose, and yeah, people enjoyed it, so why don't just give it to them?
Need a rank, you just need to farm honor points and certain battleground marks of honor. And originally on the PTR, the prices were extremely low, and like everybody was happy about that. But then they quadrupled the prices almost. Why?
That makes no sense at all.
Like I just said, this is like just supposed to be like an arcade mode. It's a fun mode. We have Board Paladin, Draenei Shaman, we have TBC talents, but the max level is still level 60, and all the raids that are available are still the classic raids. It's supposed to be this
Just feels a bit like Classic Plus, right?
really fun intermission phase that feels weird and feels different, almost like a Classic Plus, right? Why are we
Exactly.
debating about how much the honor gear should cost? You made it super cheap at first on the PTR, and if that was a mistake, it's a happy mistake. Just lie and say it was done on purpose. We're giving this to y'all. Have fun. It was like the most rare moment when nobody was complaining. Why create an issue when it seems like you accidentally solved it?
A few moments later.
Well, it's funny that as I finished recording this, literally as I finished recording this, we actually got an answer to this exact question I had. So we got some feedback posted on the Blue Post and on Twitter and whatnot from the developers that it was a mistake, like I just said, like I just predicted rather, and the gear prices are supposed to match what it was in TBC Classic back in 2021. And that's true. I checked it. It's correct. But you know, I'm happy. Like we got feedback. I'm happy they gave us a reason. That's awesome.
So that means it's higher, right? I'm not sure how it was.
I genuinely appreciate telling us why a change happened. But again, if it was a mistake, which it seems like it was, you did something that people really liked. I would have just kept it there and take the accidental W that you created, but you kind of created an L by reverting.
Well, true. I absolutely agree with him.
A problem that you kind of created. Now we're getting double honor, which we also got back in 2021. So that's really cool that we're getting that again. But again, that's just, it's kind of a mess, right? If you think I'm over exaggerating, maybe I'm stupid, then let me know. If I would love to be calmed down about this. If I'm over exaggerating and taking a problem like way out of proportion, let me know. Now, the last topic I want to bring up is
No, I completely agree with him. I think he's right there, and they should have just adjusted it like it was on the PTR and just reduced it. It would make more sense.
Is on the subject of boosting. This could be a two-parter. The first is about the in-game shop boosts, and second about player service boosting. So prior to the TBC date announcement we got earlier this week, Draenei and Blood Elves were not available on Blizzard's paid service boosts. And a lot of us were asking, why? Why are we doing this restriction again? You let Pandaren and Monks be available for boosting with the MOP pre-patch, and that's a traditional progression server. Why are you limiting us on a more seasonal, faster server for characters that probably 1/3 of the population are going to re-roll to? Why are you?
Yeah, I mean, I hate this shop boosting. I think it's insanely horrible for the game, but it makes no sense from Blizzard's side because they want to make money with it. So of course they should allow it if they are introducing the boosting,
forcing us to traditionally level on a server like the Anniversary servers. And then on top of that, we also got the restrictions to player provided boosts with the mechanics that are added in instances that either limit your XP or stun you, yada, yada, yada. I'm sure y'all know about that by now. Just making it either really hard or impossible for players to boost others. It's
and I think that's good as well because it kills the overworld and it reduces a source for gold buyers to use their gold. I think that's a good decision.
weird to me because why are we putting our foot down now on that? Why didn't you put your foot down on that during Classic? Why wait till the pre-patch where people are going to want to level as fast as possible?
I mean, because they want to try and want to see how the players react for Classic Plus later on, would be my opinion about it. And I think, as I said, it's a good decision.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, I have the answer to this. So my fellow content creator and friend Ebonheart and I both called this. We said a week ago that I bet that they're going to lift the restrictions on Blood Elves and Draenei being boosted a week before the pre-patch. And then what happened? We got Blood Elves and Draenei being able to be boosted with the Blizzard services. I mean, crazy how we can call that, right? And why would they do that? It's obvious, right? They want to boost those sales. Even if that wasn't their intention,
exactly.
You have to read the room. We're going to assume that. So it is what it is, right? But one thing that's also really important that's unique to
So does this mean, by the way, that their expected sales numbers are not as high as they wished for? I wonder why. Maybe it's because the third time TBC.
the Anniversary service is that with the separate boost service we're going to get, separate from the $80 heroic pack, thank God that's happening, right? You can buy as many of those boosts as you want. You're not limited to just one like you were in 2021 TBC Classic. So why would Blizzard put these in-game restrictions early during the TBC pre-patch to prevent player boosts, but also allow us to buy as many boosts as possible from the in-game shop? I mean, it doesn't take a genius, right, to know the answer to that question. Now, the reason we were told this back in 2021 or 2022, when they first implemented these in-game boost restrictions, was to limit botting and gold sellers from getting gold easy. Now, if that's true, again, you kind of make it still a lot easier for bots to get to at least level 58, because now these bots and gold sellers can buy these boosts as much as they want. If a bot gets banned, gold seller gets banned, create a new account, buy a boost, make more money. I'm sure they're making enough money to pay for whatever the boost cost is. Now, if we're lucky and these bots and gold sellers can barely make it to level 70, then I guess it's a W, right? But if I see a bunch of gibberish named druids permanently in flight form, picking all of our herbs and mining all of our nodes, then there's really not many people to blame here, right? Now,
sounds horrible, to be honest.
Look, even though I just ran the most depressing anti-TBC Anniversary campaign, I'm still going to play it and I'm going to enjoy it with my guildies. Even though I get so mad about the decisions that are made, I still play this fucking game. Maybe it's just the inner masochist that all of us who still play Classic WoW are. But
yeah, and that's exactly the point. I'm in the same dilemma as he is here right now. I like TBC, I loved it back in the day, I think it's one of the best versions of World of Warcraft, but I hate that they don't introduce more to it. I hate that they have this economy with the bots, and I hate the boosting from the shop. But I have a guild who asked me if I want to play. I played with them together in SOD and I really liked them, so I know I have a good raiding atmosphere and stuff like this, but from Blizzard's side it's just not good. And that's why I'm really torn apart if I want to play or not.
And I'll talk about this in a later video. Being completely honest, the Anniversary servers are not on anyone at Blizzard's radar. Not even like the developers, right? Shareholders, whoever, executives, nobody cares about the Anniversary servers. They just want them to work. That's really all they care about. They just want it to work. Agron just tweeted like today as I'm making this video about how they're hard at work on the future of Classic, right? And we can all assume what that means. And I'm hoping that this game, Classic Plus, right, is getting all the love and attention it deserves to be a product that we will like, that will generate hype, right? In the meantime, we're paying for a monthly sub right now. I'm not paying for a monthly sub for the future. Are you going to
Well, I'm not paying for a monthly sub at the moment because I think the products are just not good.
fund me for the game I'm playing right now, the quality it's in, because what's the deal, you know? And I get it. Even though the team has grown, they're still stretched thin with multiple projects, right? I can't imagine how hard it is to keep these games from not completely shitting on themselves. Apparently, it's really hard. And I'm not trying.
Yep. I don't think it's the fault of the developers of Blizzard, really not. Also not of the game designers. There are a lot of other problems from management side, in my opinion.
To be a jerk when I say that. I'm being genuine. I'm assuming that this is a lot more difficult than the devs or the player base thought it would be. It's not an excuse. I'm just assuming at this point. And with multiple projects, especially a brand new project and a very limited amount of developers, I can see how that problem is happening. It's kind of almost inexcusable if I'm paying a monthly sub for this. But at the minimum,
what you have to think is people who are playing TBC are paying monthly to play this game, and they are paying a lot of money for gold to not play the game, which is just stupid thought process in my opinion. They are pumping so much money into this game, to Blizzard, and way worse, to a gold mafia, for a game which is 20 years old, and they are fucking up the game for everyone else, and that's what I really hate about it. And Blizzard is not taking actions against it.
To save face for the developers, just tell us when you make changes. We should not have to beg to know why a change was made. If you make a change, let us know, especially when it's a big one like the honor gear. Now, we did find that out, but there was so much speculation and waiting in between that. With changes that are that big and unfortunately negative, it's best to have an answer or a response to it the moment it happens, or the day it happens at least, so we know why and we stop getting mad, or at least some of us stop getting mad because you give us a reason. We might not agree on the reason, but at least we'll have some sort of understanding on why you did it. It's like if you took Hogger out of the game and we're all like, why did you take Hogger out of the game? And you didn't tell us. And then finally, when you tell us, it's like, hey, the reason we took him out of the game was because apparently Hogger being in the game is the reason why Mr. Pandaria is so buggy. That was the whole reason, was because of this one NPC. I'd be like, wow, that's insane. I hate that. But thank you for telling me, because that's super important. Like, it's just, you need to tell us these things, you know?
Yeah, it's about communication, right? People are fine with decision taking, even if it's bad decisions, if they know the reasons why. And if they are told that things are happening, for sure. I agree with him here.
We'll understand if you just tell us. Now, I'll make more.
By the way, that's a problem that a lot of companies, big companies and smaller companies have as well. Most of the time, the management is not giving the communication to the rest, and the rest of the company would be absolutely fine with bad decisions if they are told why those decisions were made. But most of the time, the management, the higher management, is not giving those informations out.
Positive video.
That's what makes people unhappy.
Throughout the year too. If y'all watch my videos, you know I'm not like a negative dude. I don't like making anti-WoW videos. I love World of Warcraft. Obviously, I've only played it for 20 years. I want this game to be amazing, especially Classic, because I favor Classic way more than retail. And like, guys, I played retail. I'm somewhat good at this game. I did get cutting edge on Sylvanas during Shadow.
Yeah, I totally agree with him. I also played retail, I did mythic raiding and stuff like this. I also play other World of Warcraft iterations, and I also love this game. I want it to be good.
Shadowlands, I grinded that shit out. It was not easy, but even as someone who's done all that, I still love Classic's feeling more. I like Mr. Pandaria for what it is. It's not Classic, but I like that.
Never played that.
The game, but I want Classic to be great. We want you to be great, Blizzard. You're just not helping us right now. And telling us that later on down the line, we're going to love it is great, but we're paying for a sub right now.
Well, I don't, as I said, because I don't think it's worth it, but I'm absolutely on the same side as he is here right now. I wish they would make it better for the community.
We are paying $15 a month now, not later. So I guess the main purpose of this video is just to ask the devs to figure out what you want for the Burning Crusade Anniversary. And then when you figure that out, tell us. Let us know what your goal is. What's the future? Are we getting Wrath? We just need to get like a roadmap, as it's been said before. It's so important to know long-term what's happening. And like I've said before in other videos, if these are just filler games, which I know they are, communicate that with us. We just need some more communication because we're just not getting any. I'm gonna stop myself. I'm gonna stop that rant, guys. That's it for me. Make sure you like the video, subscribe if you're new to the channel, leave a comment down below on your thoughts about all this. Look, I don't want too many like Blizzard the developer comments. I am a fan of the developers. I give this feedback because I respect them, right? I'm not gonna.
Yeah, absolutely true. That's why I like to watch his videos. He has a really constructive way of giving critique, and this critique has to be done. He's absolutely right. I totally agree with his point because they are just good. And don't insult anyone. Don't insult the devs. Don't insult Blizzard. That's not the point we want to make here. We want the product to be good at the end.
Say stupid shit or say stuff that I don't know. I'm not gonna make really, really bad assumptions, but I have to express my opinion on a game I care about. But let me know down in the comments if you're still hyped for TBC, if you're still planning on playing it. Guys, I have a guild. We're taking anybody. I have my main roster. We are kind of locked. Although as of now, I do need a boomkin and a restokin. So if you're one of those two and you're a good player, let me know.
Okay, thank you very much for watching. Really great video from Jurdis here. Go to his channel, subscribe to him. Really great content. I really like his videos. If you found this useful, consider to like and subscribe for more World of Warcraft content. Also, let me know in the comments down below what you think about TBC. If you're going to play it, what do you think about the whole situation on it right now for official World of Warcraft? Really interested in your opinions. Thanks for watching. Special thanks goes out to my channel members who support me with the hard-earned real-life money, especially Nerdman, Aussie, Soul3, and Jay Collis for being high-tier supporter.